Hey folks, it is Wednesday, October 9th, 4:16 p.m. is the time, and the temperature is around 13 degrees Celsius. That was a 36B bus I was just on. That driver let us off right before the North Finch stop. That's where I was intending to get off anyways. And as you can see, traffic is just crawling along here. But for this one, we're going to be going for a stroll through the Jane and Finch neighborhood. This is a neighborhood that often gets a bad rap. But it's really just like a lot of other areas of the city. It's diverse, it's growing, it's changing, and they're getting a much needed transit upgrade in the form of the LRT. And apparently construction is pretty much completed along the LRT that runs from Finch West Station going west. Unfortunately, it doesn't connect Finch West to Finch Station, although eventually plans are in the works for that. It's a 18-stop line, and it'll be going all the way to Humber College in Etobicoke. I'm not sure why it hasn't opened yet, but LRT projects and delays in this city go hand in hand. Line 5, of course, should have opened years and years ago, but its status is still up in the air. But Jane and Finch is a high-density, multicultural, and traditionally lower-income neighborhood. It's made up of a number of high-rises, mostly apartments. There's also detached and semi-detached houses. And right here is one of the service depots for Line 6. And you can see some of the Alstom trains in the background. Those are not Bombardier trains. A lot of the trams will, or I said trains, but they're really trams. We'll be turning north here, then popping into the service depot. And the last few times I was here, I saw them testing the trams. There was no such luck today, but it's definitely going to be a big boost to this neighborhood. Now let's cross here. When it finally opens. To get here from Yonge and Eglinton, I took line 1 north up to Finch, then I took a 36 bus to Finch West, but it only went to Finch West Station. I had to get off. Then I boarded a 36F bus. And then once a whole bunch of people loaded onto it, the driver told everyone to get off and told us to check the sign next time before we get on the bus, quite rudely. But I am absolutely positive it said 36F when we got on it, and when we got off it said not in service. And it looks like they're getting some much needed bike lanes here. Only partially curb separated. I don't know why they wouldn't build a proper curb and instead have that. There's some good driving. cars and vehicles could easily hop up into the bike lane. But this is the main intersection coming up, so we're just going to kind of wander around this area. And I was thinking of doing a live stream. Going east along Finch. This is the North Finch Shopping Center on the right. And there's Yorkgate Mall across the street. That one was built in 1990. I'm not sure when North Finch here was built. It's more of a traditional plaza. There's also the Jane Finch Mall over there in the southeast corner. That dates back to 1968. I think the last time I came here I did a video going through all the malls. Beauty supplies, a pharmacy, Vietnamese restaurant, Chinese market, cake house, a dentist. There's a Pizza Hut. This is the quote-unquote infamous Jane and Finch neighborhood. Although it hasn't really been in the news in a while. And these LRT stations are sprucing it up a bit. The built urban form here could certainly use an improvement. Got the Palisades and I think Romanoway apartments over there. Your classic towers in the park. A gas station on one corner with a mall behind it. A strip mall over here. And a shopping mall over there. Let's go south here down to the next lights, and maybe we'll cut through the Jane and Finch Mall. I think that's a mall that has an extensive redevelopment plan for it. But this is south on Jane Street. If you're wondering where this area is in proximity to downtown, it's to the northeast.
Holy shit!
When I first started this channel, I'd often get comments from people telling me, I dare you to walk around Jane and Finch with your camera and see what happens. I've done that a number of times, and it's the same as walking around anywhere else in the city. I Life Cannabis, open at Peel and Finch, $3 pre-roll sale. This is the kind of building you'll see here the most. There are some instances of Toronto public housing in the area. But prior to the 1960s, this area was primarily a suburb. But from the 60s to 70s, it grew astronomically when all these apartments sprouted up. And there was also a high concentration of public housing units in the area. There's a mobile banh mi cafe straight ahead. But much of the streetscape in every direction looks a lot like this. Just big wide stroads where cars are king. It's not the most visually stimulating environment. It's kind of chilly. Let's see what the temperature now is. It's 12 degrees. There's a Jane bus. I think since the mid-90s, this area is actually undergoing a population decline. See some shiny condos in the city of Vaughan, well to the north of here. It's worth noting we're not far from York University, the school where I used to go. They've got bike share up here, but no bikes in sight. It's not the most cycling friendly environment. What the heck are these? If somebody can explain what's going on here down in the comments. Bunch of chairs caged off. It's a shitload of pigeons. Anyways, let's cut through the mall. For the first time in a long time, my fingers are starting to feel cold recording. This mall is anchored by a Freshco on the right. That used to be a Price Chopper, if I'm not mistaken. We can get into the mall through here. Ooh, this is nice. Kudo shoes for you. Intrepid Health. Family doctor and walk-in clinic. Shoppers Drug Mart. They had a store set up, or a storefront last time. Devoted to the redevelopment of the mall. A lot of these stores don't look like chain stores. Guess those are the latest looks for prom or pimpin'. Got a gym here, Fit for Less. Washrooms. All right, I'm gonna pop into the facility. I'll resume once I've wrapped up, obviously. It's like I never left. See, mall directory. Yeah, there's nothing uninviting at all about this neighborhood or this area. Other than the built environment, which I'm not a huge fan of, but this mall is pretty decent. Passion juice. Seems to be doing better than Yorkgate Mall. Everything there is like 14 bucks. It's interesting how there's a Dollarama here, and this place, Dollar Power. I wonder how they can compete. And look at that surveillance system. All right, we've hit a fork in the road. Up-to-date styles. Is it a Japanese grill and bakery? I think the only other time I've ever been here was the last time I was in this area when I recorded this mall. Okay, let's go with this one straight ahead. Double up, winner every time. Sorry. There's a Mickey D's. I think the street here is Driftwood. There's that apartment complex. Oh, how's light will cross, I guess. Get another look. Future TTC stop. You know what? Let's go take a look. I don't see anything saying no trespassers. Number 6 to Humber College. So we've got a machine here to, it says fares. Hopefully, oh, there's a Presto machine. Wooden bench. It's an interesting material choice. So there you can see the 18 stops. This is just stop number 4 from Finch West. So the stops are spaced fairly far apart. But crucially, it runs on its own dedicated right-of-way here. This is something you can't really do on the above ground stops for the Eglinton crosstown, is get up this close and personal. I think they're closed off, but someone enjoyed a pizza here. So this is a look east on Finch. There's not a whole lot to see. Quite a ways. That's just the way this area has been set up. These are some of the more well-known apartments here. I really don't know what the hell they were thinking when they designed it like this. This is not a functional park space right on a major intersection. It's just really a buffer between the road and the apartment, and that's how these apartment complexes ended up feeling so isolated from the rest of the city. They did such a poor job integrating them into their neighborhoods. It's known as a towers in the park design. Again, that street there is driftwood. There are tennis courts straight ahead. I think this is where Tom Green's music video Check the OR was recorded by his group Organized Rhyme. I think these are called the San Romanaway Apartments. And those ones are the Palisades. There you go, San Romanaway. Almost reminds you of a Russian communist bloc. Like, why have a park here with something useful and it can just be a big field? There's a rental office right there. But this is prime real estate, relatively speaking. It's right by a major intersection near a university. There's an LRT line going in. A lot of netting over those balconies. So that's Jane Street. And another mall, Yorkgate. I think they house part of Seneca College there. That's a nice use of the space. What is a pollinator garden? Oh, I missed this artwork right here. Sunshine Allotment Vegetable Garden. We are back to Jane and Finch. think I'm gonna wrap this one up. I want to get cracking on that live stream. But I hope you enjoyed this one. Do let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support what I do, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. I have an Instagram account at Johnny Strides, and there is a super thanks button appearing down below if you wish to say thanks that way. There it is, the quote-unquote infamous Jane and Finch neighborhood. Anywho, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Yoink.